Sian, radar equipment has identified several strange holes under the concrete in the cafe behind me, so soon they'll start digging to see if they contain anything significant or not. That painstaking work will start, and it may end with an answer for one family.
In the coming weeks, possibly days, the family of Mary Batholm will know definitively whether she was buried under the premises where she used to work. It's a theory that many who knew her have ruminated over for half a century. Now, ahead of a specialist excavation team moving in, officers continued their preparatory work as doors and furniture were removed. Today we learned initial searches of the cellar have revealed what looked like blue material. Mary had been wearing that colour when she vanished. Also, several curious voids or empty spaces half a metre below the floor are now the focus of investigators.
In order to be sure, we have to look into every void to rule out that void. I've spoken to the family yesterday at length, and you know it's really important to them that we try and understand exactly what's gone on. Mary's disappearance now, 53 years ago. We've got an opportunity now to find out the truth and to see if she is in that basement.
Was Mary another of Fred West's victims? There's no evidence linking them, but at the time the 15-year-old disappeared from this bus stop in 1968, West was a regular at the café, then called the Pop-In. Whilst police did search the premises in the 1990s, they decided against another search 9 years ago.
I mean, it was decided that there was no new evidence. I mean, do you regret not doing what you're doing now back then?
Well, the decision made at the time was based on the information and evidence they had at that time. Police have to work on intelligence, evidence and facts. We can't work, we can't search on a rumour and gossip.
Fred and Rose West once lived half a mile away from the cafe, but one author of a book on the couple says his latest inquiry won't be the final word on the scale of their depravity.
I've always believed there are at least 20 more, possibly 40 more victims, but what are you going to do? You can't dig up everywhere.
Archaeologists and other experts will spend the next 2 weeks here, perhaps uncovering another terrible secret of the couple who had too many. Julian Drucker, 5 News, Gloucester.
And Julian, very difficult for the family as well, all this. How long do you think the investigation is going to take?
Well, the excavation work will start tomorrow. Sian, the Detective Chief Inspector you saw there, says it can't be rushed. They want to be extremely respectful in case a body is found. But there are several things that will make things even more complicated. The fact that this site here in Gloucester is built on an ancient burial site, so they could uncover ancient Roman remains, which would make things even more complicated. Also, it's said locally that the renovations in the cafe didn't take place in the 1960s, consistent with this Fred West theory, but it was actually in the mid-1970s. There's been lots of campaigns, as we said, to get this area searched. Now police are doing it, and there will perhaps be some sort of conclusion.